What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Guys, if you remember the video that I've posted 2 or 3 days ago, I can't really remember, with the team for Irzillas, the burn team that was doing crazy damage without using Irzillas, just by using the rare character. I've told you when I was doing that video that I'm very positive there is something with it that will enable you to get crazier damage, a better rotation, a better positioning, something that I did not figure out when I've made that video. But I do want to give a massive shout out to Hisoka on Fire. He is actually in the CLS group with me as well, so big shout out to him. He managed to figure that out. Make sure you guys check him out, drop him a subscribe. He's doing tons of content on Dragonheir as well, and he has some very crazy teams. He's doing a lot of testing with a lot of different teams, so go and check him out. But let me just quickly walk you through what exactly you are able to pull off. Of course, the build on the RAM, the inspiration, is going to be the most important thing, because the RAM is doing all of the damage. The other characters are literally doing nothing in terms of damage. When we're talking about builds, a couple of different things that I have differently. The emissary set will not trigger if you do not apply a debuff. The actual burn is not considered a debuff, so you need to have this on the character that applies the witch's remains. Or you can have it, if you want to, on Elminster. That's fine as well. That will get the job done. And then you have this puppeteer set on Biggs or on Carf. However, you are able to gain more attack, okay? So very important, because burn on itself will not trigger that. There is one trick, okay? So if you're looking at this positioning that we have right here, normally it would make absolutely no difference if I'm doing this, okay? It should not make any difference whatsoever, because the characters will spawn in the same way. You have the exact same number of tiles on the map, so it shouldn't make any difference. The boss will move either right, either left. The mobs will spawn in the exact same way. Funny enough, it does make a huge difference. Why? I'm not very sure, to be honest. It's not something that I can explain. Then there is a dumb bug in the game that affects one particular champion, and I'm gonna quickly explain you that as well. So you might be familiar, you have one champion in the game that can do one thing, and that is boost turn meter. Okay, so if you're gonna look at him, Sagomir, he has this passive. Provides a carrot to the ally with the lowest current HP every 12 seconds, granting them a stack of recovery. Probably a lot of you guys are building your team for Arena. You're putting this moron in the team, the horse, right? And the turn meter doesn't go to the ally with the lowest HP. And you say, why? Why is that happening, right? There is a bug. So this turn meter will always go to the champion that you are putting in the fight first. So let's just say you want to have the turn meter go first onto Huberg, okay? But if you're going to do this, and this, and this, and this, the turn meter will not go to Huberg, even though he is the lowest HP. Let's just assume that, hypothetically, right? It will go to Filter. Why? Because he was the very first champion we placed on the board. So if I want the turn meter to go to the character with the highest HP, regardless if he's 1,000,000 HP, I'm going to position that character first. Then I'm going to put Sagomir. And then I'm going to put him who has the lowest HP in the team, hypothetically again. And the turn meter from the passive will not go to the lowest HP. It will go to Huberg, which was the very first character I've placed in here. Now, for whatever reason, this seemed to work on bosses. It does not make any sense whatsoever to me, but it works on bosses. So the whole idea here is how you are positioning the characters, the order of how you are positioning your characters. So you put Duram first, you put Karf, you put Thorin, you put Elminster, and the final piece of the puzzle, you put bigs. Now, this is very, very important for whatever reason. I cannot explain it, except the fact that is a bug. But by doing this, you're forcing the boss and all of the ads to spawn here, 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 here. I have no idea why, okay? But it's a thing. I'm not sure if this was a thing ever before. It's just in this season, and it's some form of a bug that they've left uncovered, because in theory, this should make absolutely no sense, the way you are putting your characters in which order. But like this, you're going to be able to do the thing that I was not able to do with any other positioning, even though I've tried this exact same positioning 2-3 days ago. But I haven't positioned the characters in this sequence, in this order. And I was not able to hit all of the skeletons. Like this, you're going to be able to do it. Then, if we are talking about skill timing, there are small adjustments. I did pretty much use the same skill timing as him. And that's basically what you need to have. Okay? And you might be able to play a little bit around with it. The main thing is you need to keep in mind what talents you have on your characters. Because the talents, some of them will enhance the damage for 5 seconds. So if Biggs is going to have that talent and I'm going to put Duram go like 1 second, 10 seconds after, or God knows what, we're not going to be able to get all of the damage boost from the talents. That's why the skill timing is pretty damn important too. And of course, it has to do with how the characters spawn and all that stuff. Let's crack on with the run. I'm going to do a regular run like this. I'm not going to play it out truly. Truly. Throughout the entire goddamn run. Don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. But as you guys are going to notice, the skeletons will all add up nicely around us. And Duram is going to be able to hit them all now with this sequence. Pretty damn crazy. Honestly, it's pretty damn crazy. Heck, I'm not even sure how they figured this out. No idea. Okay, because it would not cross my mind to try something like this, because as I was saying, it doesn't really make any sense unless there is something in the game that I don't know about, right? But it's a very, very good thing that they discovered it. So big shout out once again to whoever discovered this, regardless if it's Dragonheir or somebody else. But it's a pretty damn interesting thing. And this on its own boosted my damage by around 170 million. So I did manage to get better gear on Duram. Getting one of these pieces boosted my damage by 50 to 60 million on its own, without doing any other changes to the team from the previous video that I've seen. This piece on its own. Then, my build is still pretty trash. Having more crit damage is going to be massive. So I'm still hoping to get slightly better gear. Having more attack would be amazing as well, of course. Very, very helpful. But the better the build on Duram, the higher the damage. Now, my Psychic Core has only 3 levels on tier 6 for Fire Necrosis. So that's why my damage is not as crazy. Plus, Duram's build is really not that great in terms of crit damage. You still want to keep the accuracy on him. You can see the talents right here. This is Scarf on a Brotherhood. More attack on him would be nice too. You want to keep the accuracy nice and sweet. This is Biggs with the Emissary. The accuracy nice and sweet. You can see the talents. Alminster, I haven't done any changes to him. And Thorin, I haven't done any changes to him either. We are running the Wave Breaker as we were doing before. You've seen the skill timing, and let's do one of these to end the video on a positive note, right? Because the damage is going to be pretty damn good. Okay, so overall, with all of this positioning changing, the gear that I have upgraded on Duram, from the video that I showed you 2 days ago, it boosted my damage by approximately 240 million, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So that is a huge boost because it went up by 50%, which is massive. But either way, guys, that was pretty much everything for this video. Appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.